Hey,
Hey, Mark, how are you?
good. How you doing? Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes, beautiful Friday, isn't it?
I know I got lots done on the water. It was beauty. This story. So before we get into it, a friend of mine, I saw her out there and she was paddling and kind of her and a couple other people I've seen in the water. I don't know other people. What are you guys doing? We see a hand at the bottom. What? A hand. Oh, what are you doing with it? Well, we called the police, the very police, so they're gonna come out and check it out. So anyway, I messaged her a couple hours later. How'd the hand go? Oh, it was fake. So I kind of figured those fake hands you see in Halloween are like all like this. I mean, I wouldn't have waited around for that for a couple hours, but good for her for doing it and concerned. But you
Oh
know,
my God, that's funny.
yeah. So anyway, let's get into it. Our conversation today is basically going to be on pricing and my belief, and I've talked about it many times during many discussions and videos, that I believe the market pricing is wrong in a lot of categories. And we're going to show you why it's wrong. And then we're going to break it down and show the amount of listings year to date over previous years, so the viewer can have a better understanding why we think it's overpriced. We're getting a ton of comments saying, oh, the market needs to go down another 50%. No, it doesn't. But the pricing on some properties needs to go down a lot, bottom line, because it's
Yeah,
in so many ways.
and as we were looking into all this, which I thought was kind of funny, some of them did not pay a lot of money for the houses.
No.
Like
So,
it's not like they paid a really high price in 2020.
or 2022, which is the peak of everything,
Yeah.
or they have tons of equity in there. So my question is, Dan, is, and I'm not going to call the seller stupid, but is the agent stupid for taking it? In a sense of not, when I say not taking it, or tell, is the agent telling the seller what they want to hear and
I,
saying, "Oh, I can get you this.
yeah,
I
I
can
don't
get
know,
that."
like, cause I don't understand it because I want to show you a perfect example. Okay. I'm going to share my screen and I want to show you a perfect flipping example, which I do not understand whatsoever. I'm
All
gonna have
right,
to get Gracie something.
that's good. You got her something because I want to talk about something. So go get Gracie something, and then I'll finish my
Okay,
story.
but look at the prices on those three.
All right, we'll let Dan come back to that. But to where I'm going is that I think it would be a bad way to start a relationship with a seller of saying, I can get you this. And all of a sudden, I have to come back 30 or 60 days with bad feedback and the pricing is wrong. And are they getting the updates of what's going on in the market? Because there's some pretty big agents in our community overpricing this market. And I see
Yes.
it all the time. So anyway, we're gonna prove a little bit and shine some light onto what overpricing does. So anyway, let's talk about these.
So in my neighborhood, there's three bungalows for sale.
Mm-hmm.
849,
Mm-hmm.
869,
Mm-hmm.
964.9.
Good luck in the 964 and a 2 and 2, a 3 and 1, a 2 and 1.
So the 849 is a little bit smaller,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still 2+2 bedroom.
Yep. Listed
So
in June.
the 869 is 3 bedroom and one in the basement.
Yep. 4 bathrooms.
So you see why they went a bit higher because they got 4 bathrooms.
Okay, so hold off on that sense. So okay, a couple things. Okay. They went a bit higher. So we're seeing, so this could be a bit of where we're going, the pricing is wrong. Well, they're listed 849. I'm a bit bigger, so let's try 869.
Yes.
What's the data to support the market over there? Because me and you both know one sold in your area for 740,000.
Fully finished.
Fully finished 2 and 2, and it showed extremely well. I
Yeah.
don't think any of these are 849, 869. This one's out to lunch.
So this one is the same size almost as this one. It's just over 1,500 square feet, but it's 2 and 2.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost 100 grand more. It's not going to
Hold on.
sell. God, it's not going to sell. Oh,
Mark,
geez.
this is what blows me away.
Yeah. That's a 2022 price point right there.
Well, this is my
Maybe.
house.
Maybe. Yeah, that's your house. That's exactly it. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And
Look how cluttered it is.
my kitchen's better.
Mm-hmm. It's your house.
The only thing is it has an ensuite that's nicer.
Yeah, well, it's very dated. So
It
say
this is 949, Mark.
yeah. It's not going to happen. That is going to sit, that to me, they wouldn't even have got that at 2022 pricing the way this shows today. Not
No,
even
and there's a basement apartment, but so do I,
big deal,
which is
What is-
nicer than this one.
right?
Way nicer.
Like that's just,
I don't know what they're thinking.
well, I really believe, Diana, that there's just a lot of people that either don't understand what's going on in the market today. That's where this is pricing, or they're just so desperate that we need the listing in the communication from the teams or whatever. Do what it takes to get the listing. We'll get the seller down.
Okay, I'm
Like,
gonna show you the 869 one.
all
Okay.
right.
Because I want you, even as a seller, how could you look at these two and not think you're out to lunch?
Okay. Curb appeal's better than this one.
New kitchen cabinets, gas
Yeah.
range.
Yeah. Shows
They-
better. It's
They
not-
opened the wall, Mark. They took the wall down.
Yeah,
Like my
okay.
wall, they got rid of it.
Looks better that way. Makes it
It's
really opens it up.
bigger area.
Yeah. I don't think that's an 869 though. In today's market. Shows better than 964, but I don't compare listings and say we should be listed this because this
No,
one is,
it's not that. It's how do you look at this one and think you're worth 100 grand more?
well, that's a question I wish I knew the answer to. I just don't think I think
Because there's a kitchenette, which is worth 5 grand.
they're not looking at sold, they're looking at active listings in the neighborhood.
Well,
that's-
it still doesn't make sense, even with actives.
Makes no sense. That's a little high for 869.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's 860. It's not 869 in my books. So
So do you wanna, we'll look at,
yeah, we want to, these are listings that are currently active. And by the way, these are our opinions, folks. So don't think we're bashing. Well, sometimes I like to bash, but we're not here to, you know what I mean? We're here to show where the pricing is wrong and what we believe why. Right.
and we're kind
we're
of
backing
here
it up. We're not
to,
just dreaming this up.
well, and also to educate. Like if you're selling, you have to, first of all, be reasonable. Second of all, if there's stuff priced in your subdivision at a certain price and it's been listed for 3 months and it's not selling, then it's too high. So, going based on that and pricing based on that isn't,
Right. The market.
yeah.
Today's market, not tomorrow's, not 5 months from now, not last year, and stop looking at 2022. And I really believe that a lot of out of town agents are looking at their busier markets down south and higher price points. And oh my God, I can get you that, no problem. This in Vaughan would be this much money. So this has been listed. I'll let you bring it away, but I can talk a little bit about when you get set up. This has been you want to do Cox Mill first, or which one do you want to do? Okay.
I
Has
got
been
it.
for 2 years.
Yeah. I just had to switch to client full.
All right. They purchased this back in 2022 at the peak. Okay. Gutted it. They did, when you go through the pictures, they did a great job. Okay. But the problem is they bought at the peak. They sunk hundreds of thousands into it. They're going to lose a couple $100,000 on this deal, hands down. Dan, you said the bank owns this now?
Yep. Went power of sale now.
Okay. So good. So then I can talk about it. I want you to put the history on too, and we're done. So the person that bought it in the peak, thought it'd be a great flip. Let's reno it up and let's try this out. And this original owner is not the only one that has done this in the past, right? There have been other people that think that, buying at this peak was going to last forever and it was just going to keep on going, and it didn't. And the prices, and as we know, come down 30%. So, now he's lost it. He's lost it. So
Yeah, the bank took it.
the bank took it, and he's been trying for 2 years. I would have cut the loss way back in 6 months and got this thing done and go, you know what? I made a mistake. Suck it up. That's a speculation business. Okay. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah. And let's be honest too, like I flipped houses, you flipped houses, and you take a risk.
There's a risk involved, Diane. There is a risk involved. And everybody thinks, oh no, someone's going to give it to me and blah, blah, blah for that money and they need pool help. That's just not the way it goes. There is risk and you have to mitigate your risk, bottom line.
Well, my thing is, people always bash, oh, people are just making money and,
Yeah.
they put a new flip tax and everything. And
Yep.
my thing is, everybody that does flip or does do a flip, we're taking a big bloody risk. And we should, if we make money by taking that risk, like I had to
Yeah.
put up my own house to get the money.
I
So,
agree.
I mean, if I'm going to take that risk, why should I be penalized? I'm taking a house that's not even livable.
Right.
And I'm making it a property that sells only for market value anyway.
That's it.
But
It's
I'm making a livable property that somebody can actually live in. And this is a bad thing?
I know. Well, there's risk. There's risk in it, and there's risk should be associated with the reward, and that's the bottom line, which is true. So,
So
hey,
here we go, Mark. Started at 1699, went to 1545, 1550. Then it went up to 1688 again. Then it went down to 1392.
probably holding. We won't pull them up to see the pulling off offers, but we're looking at this, Diane. Okay, we couldn't get our 1617. Let's try 1.2 hold off on offers. That strategy doesn't work because this is all history. Any agent can pull this up if they have that experience to pull it and assess it. So trying to sell it for what? 2 years.
I'm trying to see. Yeah. Well, I think this is April 6th.
2022. Yeah, it is April 6th, 2022. Market already went down. Or if the kids went to March break, but what happened here?
Yeah.
You should have adjusted then. You should have adjusted then. Why did it take 2 years more than 2 years to adjust? Because you couldn't let it go. What is it? Right? So this is the thing, folks. A true speculator would cut, again, in my books, an investor, whatever you want to call them, would say, okay, I need to let it go. I lost on this one. I made a mistake. I'll make it up on the next one. Suck it up. It's my take on it.
Hey, what happened, Mark?
Nothing happened. I don't know. What are you talking about?
Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I got an error message. So our recording software updated this morning and everything's different buttons. And all of a sudden it just said that my screen share was paused.
No, it wasn't paused. No, it's good.
Okay.
So there's a mistake. Let's just call that one a true mistake. Bought it at the wrong time, thought it'd make some money, and they maybe could have made some money, maybe, but they needed to get out. Even if they didn't, they needed to get out. The market was there. So
Yeah, he needed to do something faster rather than mess around.
Is it, folks? The markets is not going to change for your benefit because you need a certain dollar. The market doesn't care. Here's a prime example that we just showed right now of trying to sell it for 2 years and he hung on too long and he lost it. Bottom line.
Well, Mark, look at what happened to mine in Angus. We listed for a couple weeks, didn't sell. We priced lower than the whole neighborhood because the whole neighborhood's not selling at that price. We waited 2 weeks, nothing happened, dropped it a little bit, sold last night, bam.
Well, yeah, and so some sellers want it gone. I think you'd have got more, but we don't make the decision. The seller wanted it gone. I don't want any more headaches. I'll take that. Okay.
Well, and every month that goes by is another mortgage payment.
Well, it is, and then more showings and being prepared for that. So, they reacted. They said, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That decision they made, nothing wrong with that decision.
No.
But the decision to sit there again, you were priced fine, but they make the decision at the end of the day, Diane. At least they made the decision. We want this gone. It needs to disappear.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and how long? And I still feel that like they made money, and I still feel like, because July, is pretty slow. If we would have waited for the mortgage payments and the utilities for 2 or 3 more months, they'd be in the same boat.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like if they had to keep paying everything while they wait,
Sure.
they might as well just cut their loss and get out.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that decision. So this is located in Arda Bluffs area. Great, a great location. This is a corner lot. Go back to pictures for 1 second. So we're here.
It's semi-detached.
Is it semi? I think it's a town, isn't it?
It says semi.
Okay, whatever.
Well, no, that's why I wanted to scroll up for a second, because
I think it's
This is not a semi.
It's not a semi. That's what I'm saying. And right adjacent to its Outer Bluffs is sorry.
How is this a semi? There's another house right there attached to this house.
Not so. In the price point, so that one has been listed for a total of, I wrote it down, a total of 77 days on the market. Okay. Good location, adjacent to a busy street. So we cut off anyone with kids is saying forget about it. So your audience is lower.
This is tight.
It's tight. It's over fixtured. Doesn't show the grading.
Because this wall is open, you know, a lot of people, you know, when you have open concept, there's a little bit of downfall to that because there's no walls to put things on.
Yeah, and I don't, and then this is
See,
still
the TV's here.
I know, but look where the couch is. Like I like to sit in front of it.
Well, yeah, you're gonna get a sore neck doing this.
Right. So that,
But the couch doesn't fit this way, Mark, because the love seat barely fits.
I know they did better off to get rid of that furniture and bring in some furniture. But where I'm going with this, the pricing is wrong. That is not a 739 sell in this market, Dan. Maybe 699, and I'm being a generous 699 because I think the drawback is Arta Road. That's the drawback. So listed for a townhouse listed for 73 days, and we started off at $773,000 in the beginning. We're losing a lot of time.
Bathroom's nice, but there's carpet all over the place, eh?
There's dollars to spend on it. There's some plus sides, but there's some money to spend on it. I still think it's a 699. I'm being generous at that price point.
There's a walkout, but what some people have to realize too, walkouts can actually be a detriment. I'll tell you why. First of all, from the main floor, you can't get in the backyard. So if I got kids or I got a dog, I would have to try to build stairs or something so that I could have access. The fact that normally walkouts also have a hill.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Well, for the grading, that's why it's a walkout, right? So a lot of times it is.
Yep.
Well, now I got to cut the grass, Mark, going down a hill and going up a hill.
Yep.
And if I put stairs, I can't go straight down. I'm probably going to have to put a landing. And I got a quote for a house I was going to buy in Innisfil because of this exact problem. This is exactly the way it was. And I was going to get Gracie. I knew I was going to get a dog. Yep. And I thought, well, this is not like conducive to training a puppy. They wanted 10 grand to put the stairs in.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of money.
I didn't buy the house.
100%. Sorry.
I didn't buy the house because of that.
Yep.
Like if you have little children.
Yep.
Or animals.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Yep.
Because if your kids are playing in the backyard, you can't get at them fast without the stairs.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't.
So there's the history. 773, cancel and relist at 773. And now we're down to 739.
Yeah, still pricey. Still way pricey. So this is the thing, folks. I always say it all the time. I'm going to keep saying it. Get 2 or 3 people through. No matter what, they're your best friends, right? Just still get them through. Still get other people's opinion on what the valuation is. Do not let them show you, well, this is what's listed in the neighborhood and this is on the street. I think we should be following that listing. Don't. Sales speak volumes. We don't look at, I look at comparables. I don't look at active listings for guidance. I look at active listings to show the seller that here's what's listed today.
I'm pulling up our last one.
All right.
I'm trying.
All right. And then we'll pull your spreadsheet just to show the audience what's going on with the inventory so they can see it. So Bernick,
East End Barrie.
Yep. 92 days in the market total.
Hold on. East End Barrie, older home.
Yep.
Semi.
No
garage.
A lot of rentals on Bernick. No garage.
Lot of student rentals.
A lot of student rentals. Right. Listed for, I'm going to say again, 92 days. Started off at a high price point. What did they start off at again? I think the price point was 7 something. I didn't write that down.
Hold on.
Curious. 749, I believe. 749. Okay. So
Oh, yeah,
749.
but you see what they bought it for, eh?
It doesn't matter. So let's talk about that. Okay. So just because they bought in 2022, and this is what I don't like the pity parties, because the market doesn't care what you paid for it. The market's going to pay you what it's worth today. Again, it's not going to overpay because they bought it in 2022.
Well,
Everybody,
I've talked to a couple agents, Mark, where the issue is they're not going to be paid if they don't sell it at that price.
and don't take but they're not going to get that price. So why would you take that listing?
Well, because it was somebody we both know, because they own more than one property and they have done a lot of deals with them over the last 10 years.
Well, I would just say, guys, you're wasting your time. It's not going to sell rent. Or you know what? Take the loss. I'm sorry, Dan. Like I've taken losses in stuff over my career of
No, but the agents aren't going to get paid. There's not enough there.
Well, then don't sell it. I would say sorry, clients.
Well, they just listed it, and I guess it's going to sit there.
It's going to sit there because no one's going to pay this kind of money for that property. And so we've gone back and forth with a 749 price point. Now, looking at the comments, they're holding off on offers.
At 699?
Yeah, we're holding off on offers now. So we're shifting strategies. So that would tell me if a buyer called me today, I want to go see that, I'd say, you know what? They're not going to sell for 699. And I don't even think it's worth 699. It's not. It's not.
It's a semi-detached with no garage.
A Burnick. So
yeah, it's not the greatest street.
Not. So this is the problem. So looking at that, when you educate a buyer, say, you know what, they're gonna for 80 days or 92 days or whatever, they were at 640 at 749. They're not gonna take anything more less than 7 something. So anyway, price, folks, price the properties for today's market. Bottom line, it's the best advice I can give. And if your agent doesn't pull up information to support that, then look around for an agent that does. Dan, we'll talk about some of the numbers so we can. I wouldn't go back years, maybe last year, but this year of where the inventories has gone up so much in the sales.
Well, even this year, our actives in January started at 416, February 455. March is basically the start of the spring market.
Correct. Yeah.
So normally you see a bunch come up.
Correct.
And we were at 510, and now we're at 762.
That's a big number, up 36% from the following year, correct?
Mark, it's the highest in the last 8 years. We have never had an inventory level this high, and I only went back 8 years. Yep. Ken at our office thinks ever.
Yeah. So competition is fierce. And I don't know if the agents are really looking. I know the sellers don't know because they wouldn't have this data, but agents should be having this data to communicate, hey, look at the listings. And we have it, and we on our monthly updates, we break it down by ranges, and we could see a lot of different ranges, spiking up in inventory.
Oh, they're there, Mark.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so there we go. That's the solds. So when we look at the solds in this category for 2024, this is for June.
Yep.
June. So 10 sold actives, which this is a low range, so I'm not too concerned, but look at the inventory from 6 to 7, 34 sold, active 74. So call it 2 months supply in a bit. 52, 119. Oof, right? Bit of inventory, 38 to 117. So what's the other, 80 listings doing?
Nothing.
13 sold on 84 listings. So the higher ranges we go, it's a beating. 24 sold, 200 listings.
Yeah, the higher we go, the worse it gets.
Right. And when we did the June stats for sales, folks, 18% of the total inventory sold in June. So 82% sat there. Why? I believe because the pricing is wrong. Not that the market's dropped, Diane, because the market really hasn't dropped. Yes, it's gone up in listings. We're not seeing massive decreases in sales, but in sale prices.
I don't see no. When you look at the solds, like it's not like they're way lower. It's just that we have people, like you say, a lot of them with unrealistic expectations, and to me, they don't seem very motivated. Like my people were motivated. We made something happen. If you're motivated, you make something happen.
Yep. The
It's
market's
like they don't kind of care. Like they're just sitting there forever in a high price.
Yep.
Like why wouldn't you? Like I'm listing one next week. And I've already talked to the client. We had a good discussion this morning. It's basically, okay, well, we'll try it for a couple of weeks, see how it goes. I'm going off the sold, not the listed.
right.
But I mean, it's kind of hard right now because everything's so slow to know, is that price bang on?
Right. If you're gonna do it next week, it's gonna be tough because there's still holiday July, right?
I know. So, where there's a discussion on, do we wait a little bit? And then we wait a couple weeks. If we're not getting any action,
You have to adjust.
we're going to adjust right away.
Have to. You
We're
have
not
to.
going to sit there and sit there.
This is not a market to test out. It really isn't. We've gone through solds numerous times and looking at stuff, triple days on market, multiple, we're not talking 10,000, we're talking 50, 100, 200 grand off where they started off and then sell. And then something around the corner listed at where it should be in the market sells in 8 days, 5
Yeah.
days. We've seen that numerous times. So
Well, there was a couple when I sent her all the solds that actually sold for higher than we're going to list.
yeah,
They were listed at $699 and withheld offers, Mark.
yeah, yeah.
And
that's-
and one of them sold for $799, no garage, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. Folks, if you want more information on the Barrie real estate market, reach out to Dan and myself and definitely follow for more information. Anyone has any questions or wants us to dig a little deeper on something, let us know.
Yes.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Oh, Mark, I do know how to add.
Yeah, I know. People, I know. The numbers are,
People got to watch the whole video.
that's right. Just see it. All right. Ciao.
Yeah.